Hey, what's going on, peeps? It's AshenEclipse back with another car ball video. This video, I'm just going to be going over the various information that they released to us on the autumn update yesterday now, uh, as of when I'm recording this. So, they did a trailer for it. I did watch the trailer, which does look pretty cool. I think they did a good job with the trailer. Then first thing is that they're standardizing the different arenas, so Starbase, Wasteland will be standardized rather than their weird, wonky shapes that really haven't ever made any sense, because anything all the weird shapes of the arenas did was break the physics of the game, so which is why a lot of people have never really liked the maps, especially non-ranked. Which is fun because for some reason there's still people that upvote Starbase and ranked, which makes literally zero sense to me. But I imagine they probably just do it to try to get an advantage. But so that's happening, and then got the new seasonal arena farms, the Farmstead, which is actually a really cool looking arena in my opinion. Uh, they just graphically and from a design point, they did a really good job giving it that sort of rustic farm feeling. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. Here's some artwork, various different artwork of what the arena looks like and the surroundings. So I think it looked pretty cool, personally. Like even the goals have a interesting look to them. Like from what I can see, it actually looks kind of like a chicken coop or something like that. Which is very unique and nifty, well thought out. And then got some improvements. Autumn update expands existing systems and features in a bigger, better way. Ongoing events. So they're rolling out more limited time events later this fall. Look for more details when each in-game event drops after the autumn update launches. So I guess what they're going to be doing is just some sort of events. I don't know if it's going to be daily or weekly or how these events are really going to work specifically. But this is actually, I feel like it's a good idea on their part because it'll give players something different to play for rather than just, either doing casual or doing ranked. They're with these events, there's going to be a little more to the game rather than what competitive mode you want to play, more or less. So I think this is a good. I think this is a step in the right direction, basically. Then you got the decryptors. During events, you can acquire new rare items called decryptors. These can unlock any crate, including the ones during limited time events. So I'm going to assume with these events that they're going to be doing, there's also going to be certain crates you can get from the events. I'm honestly not really sure how that's going to work in general, but if you can get crates from the events, then in my opinion that's pretty awesome. And then um, the decryptors too, in my opinion, is awesome because it gives players a way to acquire basically keys without having to spend actual money buying keys, which is great in my opinion because not everyone has the ex- extra expendable income to afford to buy keys all the time. So I think this is a really good step toward it. It's a good step showing that Psyonix actually does pay attention to their player base. Because I feel like if they didn't really care, then they would just force people into buying keys regardless. And they also wouldn't be making these different strives to like do events and things like that. They would just keep the game very bare bones and just either have you play ranked or have you play unranked sort of thing. So this is really cool. And then of course we have the accelerator crate, which is awesome. I was actually itching for a new crate, so this will be really nice. Really nice change to the game. Especially since Overdrive crates have been out for a while now. So, first thing they showcase here is the rare paint finish, the pearlescent, or the matte pearlescent, I should say. Um, it's very, it's very clean and it's very clean and cut to the chase. There's not really anything flashy about it, but considering it's just a matte pearlescent, there's not really anything super exciting that I would expect from it. Um, I would probably consider using the matte pearlescent over like the metallic or just the normal one because it seems like with the metallic and the normal one, it sort of darkens the colors, which I don't really care for personally. So actually, I might give this matte pearlescent a try. The very rare is a trail called Hot Rocks. Um, a lot of people were speculating that this was going to be a much more cartoony looking trail, just by the code name that it was going by and the game files. A lot of people were speculating that this was going to be like a tune trail, kind of like how we have tune smoke for a boost. But honestly, I'm not really sure how I feel about this one. It looks very bland, in my opinion. It looks actually incredibly similar to Blazer, just with some rocks, basically. It actually kind of looks like diamonds, which is cool, but it it's a very underwhelming trail for the most part, in my opinion. There isn't really a whole lot going on with it that makes it super special. I think if they would have kicked up the amount of rocks, just the rock density with the trail, then it would actually look a lot better than it does, but that's just my opinion, honestly. Um, the import, we got the power shot boost. It does look a lot like Magic Missile. I had to think about that for a second. Looks a lot like Magic Missile. The thing that really catches my attention immediately is the like sort of flashing lightning particle effect that you have going along the boost. I think that's really cool. The the base color of the boost is actually really solid too. Very vivid and pleasing to look at. Um, but beyond that, it's it really does look a lot like Magic Missile. It'll be interesting to see what it sounds like, if it sounds anything like Magic Missile, which I would hope it wouldn't sound even remotely similar, but we'll have to see. Um, for this boost, I could see like Titanium White going for a pretty good amount. The other colors, I'm not really so sure about. Crimson obviously wouldn't be worth a whole lot since it looks like by default the boost is already a crimson color. I don't recall Psionics doing previews of painted versions of items in a new crate, but I could be wrong. But yeah, that's the new boost. I think, like I said, the particle effect with the lightning and stuff does look really cool. Switch really sets it apart from Magic Missile. Otherwise, if it didn't have that particle effect going on with the lightning, then it would look incredibly similar, which would be really disappointing. The exotic wheels are called Chrono, which some people are like Lamasur and other people like that are speculating that these are actually the saffron yellow painted version. I'm wanting to say they probably look like that from default. That's probably their default color. I don't know. Like I said, I don't imagine Psionics would give previews of items in a new crate painted. That kind of like ruins the whole. It kind of ruins the whole experience if someone happens to get like, you know, saffron painted Chrono or crimson painted Power Shot. Like it would be very underwhelming because they already saw it just from looking at the info on the autumn update. So, but I do like the animation of the Chrono wheels quite a bit. It does look really cool, in my opinion. I would actually use those if I managed to get either a black, gray, or titanium white version. I would definitely use those. They do look really, really cool with the animation they have. The black market, we have a gold explosion, which goes by the name of popcorn. Um, I don't. I, I'm like kind of confused, obviously, because I don't understand where they were going with this. But um, I mean, at least this is a new gold explosion, I guess. No, I don't know. I guess they should put a warning on the game telling you shouldn't play it if you're hungry, because got a popcorn goal explosion now. And they should probably put a warning on the game for those that might possibly be diabetic too. I don't know. I don't know. Just like, why popcorn? That's so random and off the wall. I don't get it. Are the devs Psionics are secretly like starving to death because they're spending so many hours in their offices? Like, the heck is going on here? Anyway, enough silly food related jokes. Um, the next thing we have is the new battle car, which is called the Jaeger 619 RS or 619 RS, however you want to say it. I think this car looks fantastic. And honestly, I know this is just artwork, but honestly, this car looks amazing. I will definitely be trying to get this car to actually use it to see how it actually plays in game. and hopefully it will be an import that I can actually really get behind and do well with in ranked and things like that, because it's a really cool looking car. Um, it's I would say body wise and aesthetically, it it actually looks a lot like the newer McLarens. That's the kind of vibe that I get from it, is a McLaren kind of vibe. But it also um, reminds me a lot of a Toyota Supra too, actually. So it's a very cool looking car. As far as the wheels go, I don't know if that's the wheels that the car comes with. I don't imagine it is because it's not a DLC car, so maybe that's one of the other wheels that will be in. Great, probably very rare wheels if I had to guess. And the trim, um, I don't know. I'm actually starting to think Psionics did, like for their previews of the different items, I think they did decide to go with painted versions, because I don't imagine the Jaeger normally would look like this with the yellow trim. So that's actually really interesting. That isn't something I would expect from Psionics. So, um, huh. Yeah, it does make things really interesting. So it actually makes me wonder what these items will look like default. Actually, it's making me question whether or not these are painted versions that are being showcased, or if they're the default ones, or what the heck is going on. But um, yeah. Then we got the player banners, which actually are really cool. I think the player banners in general is a very unique idea as far as customization goes. Um, my personal outlook towards the banner rewards for season 5. Uh, I mean, it's cool and everything. Don't get me wrong, but I also feel like it's very lackluster compared to the amount of work some people put into ranked, and then you're just kind of getting this banner to use. It's kind of underwhelming in my opinion as a season reward, but at the same time, I give kudos to Psionics for trying these new and unique things as far as just customization goes. So um, they've been doing a good job so far. I really haven't had any complaints. The banners are just, you know, they're just kind of just a little bit of meh in there. But it'll still be cool to like. For me personally, I'll obviously be probably rocking my champ uh, banner unless I decide not to, or I may go with the silver one because matches my name. Just I probably will go with the silver one actually, just because of the fact that it matches my name. But yeah, as a season reward, it really is underwhelming a little bit. And then we also have mention of the transparent goalposts, which is awesome. Personally, I haven't had many issues with visibility being an issue when I'm in goal, but then again, I'm usually not all the way in the goal there. I usually tend to stay around the goal line, so I don't usually have visibility issues, even if someone is taking the ball up around the wall. So for me, it doesn't affect me too much, but I've heard with some people, depending on their camera settings, have tons of issues with this, just not being able to see where their opponents are, what the ball is doing. So I think this is a nice change that'll be coming into the game. Then they're revamping the in-game blog, which is also cool. We'll get much better visuals on uh, different news and things like that that's going on. So I think that's pretty cool too. Then we got developer. Yeah, it definitely says developer. Director mode. The version of our brand new director mode offers a new way to spectate matches. So AI-powered camera cuts to the most relevant player's viewpoint based on what's happening in the match. Can even predict future shots and saves to find the best angles. That's actually really interesting. It'll be um, it'll be very interesting to see how that plays out, especially in more high octane, high skill level matches like pro matches and things like that. It'll be interesting to see how this works out. What kind of uh, angles and things the camera can get. And then on top of that, we get over 90 free new items. Those are free new items for you to collect. Look for toppers, antennas, and boosts as uncommon, rare, and very rare drops after online matches or from trade-ins. So just a few of the items. Got the taco boost, so more food. I like I said, I don't know. We got popcorn, goal explosion, and now you have taco boost. What? Hello? I mean, don't get me wrong. I like me some good tacos, but you know, with the so random. Seriously, like, I think the devs are being starved in their offices because they're working so hard on this content that they like never get to eat anything apparently, or something like that. I don't know. Uh, then we have the pinwheel antenna, which is pretty cool. I'm sure this will be interactive and have an animation based on how fast or excuse me, how fast or slow your car is going. So it'd be cool. Got the Mrs. Avocado Topper, more food stuff, because why not? So this literally makes no sense. I don't know why they're putting all this food-based stuff into the game. And it's just for the lols, because yeah, I would say, since it's autumn, it makes sense for them to put food-based items into the game, like the popcorn, gold explosion, and the taco boost, and the avocado, because of Thanksgiving. But none of this is Thanksgiving food. At least, not by normal standards or what could be expected anyway. So, I don't know. Then we got like a sort of Easter item here with the. Oh, I apologize again. Um, the baby bunny topper, pretty freaking adorable. most adorable topper I've ever seen in the game. So that's pretty cool. And then we got land support. We've heard your requests for local play, which is why we're very excited to announce that starting with the autumn update, PC players can experience local multiplayer games for parties and local tourneys to expand Rocket League's competitive landscape even further. So this is actually a very interesting concept and aspect that they're adding to the game. The whole land support thing. Imagine if you happen to live in a smaller town like I do, or anywhere that isn't a big city. I don't imagine that you'll really benefit from this all that much, but I still think it's a pretty good idea on their part to try to expand on Rocket League's competitive sort of atmosphere. So it'll be interesting to see what ends up coming to fruition with the land support. Uh, I know they've done some picture previews of what uh, setting up a tournament would be like and participating in things like that. And it actually does look really well fleshed out and well thought of. So it'll definitely be interesting to see where this goes. And then that's about it for the news on the update. Uh, honestly, like when I came to this part with the Jaeger, I honestly just stared at it for like 5 minutes. It just looks so amazing. It. I'm wanting to say the hitbox might be sort of similar to the Octane. Just it might be a little bit longer hitbox. So, like I said, hopefully, like as far as turning radius and things like that go, responsiveness and all that good stuff, I hope it actually is a good car, because then I will definitely be using it for casual and uh, ranked play. I will definitely be rocking this car like all the time. So, so that's it for the news on the autumn update. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed watching the video and going over the info with me. Did feel free to poke the like button. If you're new to channel and my carball videos, feel free to subscribe if you enjoy the content. If you like this particular video, feel free to share it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later.